both Sub-Zero and Clarke Distribution are third-generation companies, and I do believe that the leadership from Jim Clarke and people like my grandfather, the synergies and the relationship between the Clarkes and the Bakkes have been extremely strong. Jim Clarke, first of all, had a tremendous knowledge of the industry. He understood the market very well from New England down to New York. People that dealt with Jim had a tremendous respect for Jim because of his knowledge, because of his hard work ethic, and he had a great passion for the business.
Working for my dad, which was a real experience. Very hard grader, very demanding guy, extremely well thought of, and you knew right away that you had some big shoes to fill.
And it was interesting. You would go out on sales calls with Jim, and he would have these two props. He'd walk into the dealership, and he'd have a block of fiberglass insulation, and he'd have another thing that was known as the D handle from the old style Sub-Zeros. And this showed the construction of the units. And you go into sales calls, and you get a lesson. Because Jim was so smooth, so affable, he got everybody's rapt attention. And as a young person in the industry, just starting out in wholesale, it really showed me how you build a rapport with dealers and people. He just was absolutely the master.
For me, it's always started with Jim Bakke. He's just had a lot of confidence in me for whatever reason from the get-go. And I have been driven by this desire to be the best Sub-Zero distributor in the country. And what was behind it is I knew that he took a real chance on us, and I wanted to prove to him that that was the right decision.
The biggest influences in this company, first and foremost, are my dad. He's just an amazing leader. Secondly, you don't have a business unless you have great products. And we believe we have the finest products in the industry, period. And then I look at how we operate as a business, and I'll underline the fact that we're a family business, and I think that makes us very different than a business that would be owned by investors. There's no red tape here. We're very, like we like to say, we're fast. We can adjust quickly based on feedback, and we don't like to focus on things maybe quarter to quarter. We like to look at the long-lasting impact that a decision will have.
Clarke has always been engaged with their design community. They never stop at strictly the kitchen designers. They reach out to the architects, they reach out to the interior designers, they reach out to custom builders, they reach out to high-rise development type builders, all with the thought in mind of making information that's relevant to them, easy to digest, and stuff that's meaningful. It goes back to the word of empathy. Having empathy for your audience, understanding what is important to them and what is relevant to them.
There's this element of pride that transcends just a paycheck and transcends just having a job. It's about doing the very best job that you can possibly do and being the absolute best channel partner that you can be. And that's been the difference in our company, I think, since the very beginning.
As far as where we're headed in the future, and really derives from Madison, Wisconsin. When you go out there for a visit and you meet with the engineers and you meet with Steve Dunlap and Jim Bakke and Michelle Bedard, this company is not slowing down in any way, shape, or form. The pedal is to the metal.